What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. A couple weeks ago, we started this journey, this off-season prep, and I talked about my goals, but I never actually talked about the roadmap to get there. So today in this video, I want to lay out the whole plan. I want to tell you guys exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, to a point. I mean, it's not the whole goal, it's the first checkpoint, and we're gonna go from there. And this way, everybody, you guys that are following along, and if you're not following, hit subscribe so that you can follow along. Hit the bell so you know when I'm posting every week, right? But as I go through this journey, if you're following along, you will know exactly what my plan is and how I plan on getting to the goals that I laid out a couple weeks ago. It is right now 6:26 a.m. I have an 8 o'clock meeting, so I'm gonna go start taking care of one of those goals. I'll see you in the gym. All right, so we're in the gym. Now I'm gonna tackle these goals out of order from when I listed them in week 1. Obviously, I can't do certain things. It's Veterans Day this morning, so if you're a veteran watching, thank you for your service. I was a veteran too, but I don't really play by that. You know, I have to promote that stuff everywhere I go. I typically don't I don't even change my social media photos to show that I was a veteran. I'm like the worst veteran in the history of veterans that were honorably discharged. I just don't care. Anyway, last week we talked about goals a couple weeks ago we talked about goals in a certain order. Today I'm not going to do that. I am going to tackle them as I can throughout the day because I can't be loud when I'm out there. And my wife says that my voice carries. So if I'm talking in the living room, because it's just like a big ass open space, the other 3 that are sleeping at 6:30 in the morning, they tend to wake up, and I don't want to be responsible for that today just because I'm trying to have a peaceful morning because, like I said, I do have an 8 o'clock meeting. Anyway, with all that said, goal number 2 was I have to get stronger. So how are we doing this? First off, how are we focusing on getting stronger, and what are we doing to track it? So week 1, before I even left for Nashville, before I even started recording the off-season training, I was on my bike and I did an FTP test, okay? I wanted to get my current power threshold or functional threshold power on the bike post-race, post-recovery. And I did. And unfortunately, it went down from the last time I took an FTP test. So my FTP right now is 244 watts. That's my threshold power right now. But there's a lot of things we haven't been able to do for a while. So what am I going to do to build my strength? Well, I am lifting weights, and I get to do things that I wasn't able to do during training, during Ironman training, and I get to lift legs, and I get to do HIIT, which is, like almost like plyometric type moves. So I'm still stressing the muscle. On days I'm not hitting legs, I'm still sometimes hitting legs because I'm still getting that extra stress. Plyometrics is great for the explosiveness, for the power, and legs is just going to build stronger muscle for the leg. Lifting weights is going to build stronger muscles in the legs, so I get to do that, and that's awesome. I'm also going to be adding running on Monday, so that's good. So I'm going to keep my cardio going like that, but running for distance is going to help build the legs. For hills are going to help build the legs, so I'm going to maintain some kind of aerobic base, and we'll get to that a little bit later. I'm also adding 2 days a week where I'm going to get on the bike and on the trainer. I'm not going to take it outside because ew, but I'm going to take the bike on the trainer, and we're going to do power-based workouts. So we're going to do about 45 to 60 minute power-based workouts so that I can keep the bike muscle memory, if that's a thing. My legs will know what it's like to work out on a bike, and they'll be able to push that way as well. So I'm going to be building muscle with legs, adding strength with HIIT, running, and cycling, all for the next 15 and change weeks. So that's my plan. And guess what? I did say I can lift legs. Today's leg day, so we're about to jump into a leg workout. So let me put you down here. Angle you so you can see me. I'm gonna go ahead and get changed, and we're gonna hit play. So, all right, let's do it. legs. Boom. I think I've actually earned my shower today. Anyway, so that's legs with HIIT and today's core movement with side planks, 30 seconds each side, 3 rounds. A lot of those are supersets, so every 2 weight exercises were supersets. As I probably put that in the captions already. It is what it is. So with that, it is now 7:30 in the morning. Perfect. I can go change my clothes real quick before I go to this 8 o'clock meeting that I have. Got to present to the vice presidents of each manufacturing plant. Status updates of what exactly we're doing. And I got to brief the cybersecurity piece because, well, I'm kind of in charge of that shit. So, all right, I will catch up later. We'll talk about one of the other 2 goals later today. Now, typically what I do is I end up getting a shake. I blend the shake with the banana, but because everybody's sleeping, I gotta go the old-fashioned route. So, first thing I do after, as soon as I can after a workout is I'll usually get some kind of nutrition. So Shakeology is my nutrition. It's loaded with nutrients. It's a great way to be my first meal of the day. Since I trained fasted, I'm not like the other hybrid athletes on YouTube, like Nick Bear and Nathan French and all these guys that are lifting like super heavy right now in their off season to get stronger. See, the difference between them and me is A, they're already in great shape, but B, they're trying to bulk up again. You know, if you follow Nick Bear's page, he's already gained 20 pounds. He's up over 210 again. And if you know Nathan French, he's just finished a 70.3 not too long ago. Quit Ironman training due to injury, and now he's trying to bulk up again. Honestly, if Nathan had a goal of getting an Ironman, a full Ironman, I probably would be less focused on bulking up and more focused on leaning out and lose a little bit more and then get stronger at the same time. Nick Bear, I don't know what his goals are, but he's definitely on a bulk. He prefers being heavier, but if he's going to get back in Ironman training, he's going to lose that anyway. He's going to drop back down like 195, depending on what his Ironman goals are. So it's going to be fun to watch those two train because I am trying to lean out while I'm gaining some kind of strength. Now, I'm not trying to bulk up. I'm not trying to add extra pounds of muscle, so I'm not going to be eating in the calorie surpluses like they are. Nick's calling his program a hybrid bulk when in reality he's just doing a clean bulk. He's lifting weights and doing cardio to keep the fat off, keep as much fat off as possible. So I don't know why they're calling it hybrid. It's basically the way people have been bulking for a long, at least the pros have been bulking for a long time. They do their bulk, they keep doing a little bit of cardio to keep their fat game down, and that's that. It's really not hybrid. I mean, you want to call it hybrid, by all means, do it hybrid. I mean, they got hundreds of thousands of followers. I've got hundreds of followers, so it is what it is. So it is 7:42. I'm going to finish this meeting between now and 8:30, and then I'll talk to you about the second goal, which I kind of already started talking about, but we'll see. All right, work meetings are over for right now. It's 9:35, and it's time for breakfast. So the second goal that we have that I talked about in week 1 was I need to lose weight. Okay, how am I doing it? How far do I want to get down? So the goal is to get down to 195 to 200 pounds roughly by the time we start Ironman training. But let's be real. The scale is not exactly the best gauge of progress, okay? Because it doesn't matter what weight I am as long as I can run fast. However, I do want to get rid of a lot of body fat. So I'm using the scale as a tool to progress down to about 195, 200 pounds. But more importantly, I'm trying to get my body fat down to about 12%. If I can get between 12 and 15, that would be great. 10 to 12 would be ideal. So how are we doing that? Well, I'm lifting, I'm doing my HIIT cardio, I'm running, I'm doing my cycle workouts. But most importantly is how I eat. Okay, right now, and I'm gonna do a full day of eating video not too far from here in the future. I just have to get past a few things, iron a few things out, and then we'll get there. But the general idea of nutrition is right now I'm eating about 2,400 calories, which puts me into like a 300 calorie deficit. Coupled with the weight workouts, coupled with the running and the cycling and all the cardio that I'm doing, it should build my deficit to a little over 1,000 calories a day on average, maybe less than that on average, which as long as I can continue to work out at a high level, I will be okay. Am I going to have to increase calories? Probably at some point, maybe go up a little bit to like 2,700. Am I going to decrease calories? We'll see. That's what the scale is for. If I'm not trending down over the next few weeks, we need to drop the calories. I'm going to give it time. I'm not going to do like a week to week. I only lost 0.2 pounds this week. I must be maintenance. Let's drop calories. No, there are a lot of things go into weight loss. I get that. A lot of things go into fat loss. I get that. How am I judging my fat loss though? I have two body fat analyzers, the scale and that stupid handheld thing. Neither which are accurate. I want to say there's a 3% difference between the two readings. But I also have my eyes and I have a measuring tape. If my measurements aren't changing, if I don't see the changes on top of the body fat going down, which I don't check every week, I don't check every day, I check it probably once a month. We'll check that. So we checked it initially on the 28th on day 1 or 24th of October for day 1. We'll check it every 30 days or so just to kind of make sure we're trending. But that's the plan. I want to get down to about 195. If I can get to 205 by the end of February, our first checkpoint, that would be great. I think there's also one other thing I have to mention. Now, I don't know if I brought this up when I was talking about this in the gym with the bike workouts, okay? How am I tracking power? How often? Well, I said I was going to use my FTP to track power, and that is absolutely the plan. If I can track my cycle wattage and my FTP and see gains before we hit Ironman training, that's the goal. Right now I'm at 244, or at least last I checked, I was at 244 watts. My goal before Ironman training is to get to about 300 watts, or as close to 300 watts as I can get without going into an Ironman training block. When I trained for Ironman St. George, I took my FTP from 235 to 285. Okay, just in that training block. If I can get closer to 285, 300 watts before hitting training, I'm hoping to take it from 3 to about 320 during training, because that would be so awesome during that. Also, to check progress, we're going to check it every 90 days roughly, but I think this first checkpoint is going to also be the end of February. So clearly there's something happening at the end of February. Let me eat, let me do some things, I have some work to do, and then we'll talk about the final goal of this off-season training block. Okay, she's probably going to kill me for doing this, but I realize that I don't give my wife enough social media recognition. So this is me giving my wife recognition for putting in the work every single day. So she's in the garage now. We're going to go in there and follow. We're gonna just give her a couple seconds of screen time just to show that she's kicking ass. And she's got to know how proud I am of her. And showing her on my channel is that way. So hold on, let's go. See, she's putting in the work. I'm proud of her. She's putting in the work every single day. Well, most days. Some days she just can't. But anyway, I just had to show you guys that I'm not the only one in my house that actually works out. A lot of others do. All right, it is right now about 3:40 in the afternoon. I'm done with work for the day. I'm actually on my 45-minute walk. I just started. I'm not even a minute in. Figured I'd do it a little earlier now because I have daylight. I don't have to worry about doing it at night. So that's a good thing. But we got to talk about the plan for the third goal. So what is the third goal? I got to get faster. So the plan for the third goal is this. A, I'm going to lose weight. B, I'm going to get stronger. Those two are going to help the third goal. The other part of the third goal is I'm starting running again on Monday. So Monday is week 15 weeks out from a half marathon that I'm doing at the end of February. Now, what half marathon? Well, I'm going to do the same 2 races I did last February. I'm going to do the double bridge run, which I'll link up whichever side the card comes up. And then 3 weeks later, we're going to do the Disney Princess Half Marathon, again, Kenzie's birthday weekend. Now, what's the plan? Last year, we had a specific approach with this, and I didn't control the approach. I was scheduled for both races. My coach basically set the plan for the running and when we were going to taper and use what race for what. I'm not doing it this year. This year, we're going to utilize double bridge run as a race simulation run, okay? Which means all the weeks leading up to it, we're going to be building our endurance, doing the tempo runs, the fartlek runs, all the fun stuff that you would do during any half marathon training block. When we get to the double bridge run, which is a 15K, we are basically going to say, all right, here's the nutrition, here's the night before food, the morning of food, and then hydration. And we're going to test that on the 15K course at race pace. If anything needs to be changed, we have 1 more week to do that. If double bridge, we say, hey, I want to try this other nutrition instead, the following week can be a 12-mile run. If we say double bridge went perfectly, exactly how we hoped it would go, the next week will be a 60-minute run, and we'll start a 2-week taper into the half marathon. So the double bridge, I think, is just February 4th. Half marathon is December 20 or February 26th. So we have those 2 races to worry about. Now, those 2, or the half marathon, is essentially going to be the checkpoint for the first half of the off season, which means the weight before we leave that's where we want to be, closer to 205, 200 pounds. The power, I'm going to check it that week before we get ready to, taper into race week. So that's going to be a checkpoint. Where can we get the power to be? Is it going to go up maybe 250, 260, whatever? But that's going to be the checkpoint. And then we have the half marathon, which is going to check our speed. How are we going to check our speed? Well, my half marathon PR is a 156, right? I want a 145. That's what I'm aiming for. Between 145 and 155 is going to be a great day. Then we'll know we're getting faster. Because the goal is, if I need to be able to run a sub 4 or a 4-hour marathon for an Ironman, I got to be able to come close to a 4-hour marathon standalone. Otherwise, there's no shot. So we have to at least be able to get a 145 to stand a chance at a sub 4-hour marathon. And that's coming too. But let me go ahead and finish my walk. I got 41 minutes to go. And then I will wrap up this video at home with the whiteboard to just kind of break it down one more time for everybody. So we know where I'm trying to go. And you guys know if I'm going to get there. And you can follow along to see if I do it or not. All right, so we're going to wrap this video up. Like I said, I brought the whiteboard. So, to sum it all up, goal 1, lose weight, 200 to 205 pounds by February 23rd, or whatever week that is for race week. Increase strength, 265 plus watt FTP, same week. Speed, gotta get faster, 150 half marathon that weekend. It's pretty simple. All we gotta do is stick to the plan, keep going, keep working hard, and do what we gotta do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am 3 weeks into training right now. I got starting Monday, I'll have 15 weeks left until race week, until race day. 15 weeks, a lot can happen in 15 weeks. I mean, you see a lot of these transformations on YouTube, and like they do it in 90 days, 14, 15, 16 weeks. 15 weeks is a bodybuilder prep for the stage. Now, I'm not doing a bodybuilder prep, but essentially I could do some really, really good work if I stick to the plan. Now, of course, we do have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have New Year's, we have other things coming up, we have travel, we have vacations. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but we just have to stick to it, control what we can control, and hopefully it works out for the best. Now, next episode, I'll tell you the big surprise or big announcement. I don't know if you can call it a surprise. Nobody's really begging for this information, but we do have a big announcement to make next week. So next episode, we'll have that big announcement. We are going out of town, or this coming weekend. We've been, depending on when you're watching this. So we are going out of town from like the 18th to 22nd or so of November. And when we get back, you will know the announcement. I promise. So, not sure you guys are going to care, but it's part of my series, so let me do what I do. Anyway, I'm going to end this. I'm going to wrap up some things here at the house before we get ready for dinner. And then we're going to go get Mackenzie from where she's at and go eat. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload, because my upload schedule might get weird. And I'll see you in the next episode.